talk about The Biggest Loser.
Okay.
How did you get involved in that?
They approached me. I've been a fan of the show. I watched it just like everyone else, and I loved it. And the producers asked me a year ago, around this time actually, sort of January, February of last year, they asked me if I would want to be a part of the show. And I was thrilled at the opportunity. I think the show sends such a great message, and it's something I really believe in. Thank you. Yeah, I feel that it just is such a positive influence on television, and you don't get that a lot. So to be a part of a show like that, that's really actually helping people, God forbid, and actually doing something good, is something I had to be a part of. I was so excited. What
is your most memorable experience thus far with that?
A lot. You know, everything has been memorable, and I think that the things that stick out the most for me are the challenge that you saw in last week's episode, where we were zip lining across this beautiful, huge crevasse. I mean, it was gorgeous. They actually let me do it after the show. After they finished doing it, the contestants did. Maggie, who didn't get to do it either, she and I ran over the other side, and they let us just like fly down the zip line, which was really cool. And then the things that really stay with me are the emotional moments. You know, last season, Bill, when he lost 100 pounds, he really got choked up, and Neil, the same thing, and just those sort of milestones when they reach those moments and they realize how much their lives have changed. It really affects you.
What's your name?
Hey, my name's Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
And my daughter, Kayla, and I watch you every week.
Hi, Kayla.
She needs to be in bed before 9, but we stay up to 10 to watch you.
Very lucky.
And you just touched on the emotional part of it. I know you probably hold back a lot of tears some weeks when people have to go home. How do you do that each week? And
it's hard. The eliminations are the hardest part of the show. And, you know, it's that part at the end where they've all fallen below the yellow line, or the team has lost the weigh-in and they have to eliminate someone. And you get out there and you just have these moments of connection with people across the table, and they're talking about how far they've come and how much they've learned and how much weight they've lost, and you see these people who really just don't want to go. They don't want to give up. They don't want to leave the ranch, and their friends don't want them to, but it's sort of that horrible, that's the worst part of the game, is that you knew it going in, you were going to have to send people home, and these people become your best friends. You know, I mean, you're living together, and watching them have to say goodbye is really, really hard for me. But I don't know how to answer your question. I feel like in most of the instances, it's my place to be there and to comfort them. I mean, almost like I'm not the shrink, but you do have that feeling of like I'm not sounding board for them. So it's really not my place to be a part of their emotion. I just am there for them so that they can tell me however they feel. And that's how I look at that. Though sometimes I won't lie, sometimes it's really hard.
Good question.